Did Nike give their blessing to the Jesus shoes? I'm going to spend the next 5 minutes discussing this. I'm Angela Langlotz, trademark and copyright attorney, and I go live here on weekdays to talk trademarks and copyrights. If you have a trademark or copyright question, drop it into the comments below this video and I will answer it on a future live video. So yesterday I talked about the Satan shoes. Today I would like to explore the Jesus shoes. Now, we've heard that Nike is very much up in arms about the Satan shoes, in part because of the reputational damage it's doing to Nike via the association of their venerable brand that's about 50 years old now, and Satanism, which is generally considered by most people to be a rather unsavory business. So they are suing the creators of the Satan shoes because it is making a false association, creating a false association between Nike and the Satan shoes. So what if something creates a false association, but the trademark owner likes it because it's virtuous? So what about the Jesus shoes? So I don't know if you know, and I didn't before I heard about the Satan shoes, and then I started researching and I found the Jesus shoes. So I don't know if you know, but a few years ago, somebody made a modification that apparently Nike either ignored or blessed because they didn't get sued for trademark infringement for the modification. They were the Air Max 97 shoe, but it was modified, and the distributor or creator of these shoes called it the Jesus shoe. Let's have a look. All right, so here is the normal Nike Air Max 97 shoe. You can see it's completely white. It looks positively cherubic. And then here is the modification. The modification is the colored insole, right? So apparently there was some dye injected into this midsole here, you can see. And there's Matthew 14:25, a Bible verse that I should probably have memorized, but don't. And then there's a crucifix on the shoe. So it's, and then there's some, looks like some color in the tongue there as well. So they modified these shoes to make them, and they called them Jesus shoes. They modified them to make them look a different way and called them Jesus shoes. So why didn't Nike care about this? Well, probably because modifying this didn't make Nike look bad, right? So part of the thing with this false association is it's a false association that has some negative consequences for the trademark holder. Now, being associated with Jesus, which a majority of the Western Hemisphere feels is probably virtuous rather than creepy, like Satanism, that probably didn't bother Nike because it wasn't a negative connotation, a negative association for their brand. Unlike Satanism, which is a little creepy and weird, and they don't want to be associated with that. And that's their right as trademark holders. Now, in general, trademark holders need to stop trademark infringements so that their brand doesn't lose its unique association with the company's products. Here, we're not really in danger of the trademark losing its association with Nike, but Nike does police their brand very heavily, and they will be quick to stop any infringers that cast a negative light on their brand, like the Satan shoes. So just because, for example, Nike didn't file a lawsuit against the Jesus shoe creators, we have no way of knowing if behind the scenes Nike didn't contact the owners and say, hey, we're not going to sue you, but please don't do this again, and here's why. All right. So they wouldn't have had to sue, in part to just defend their reputation and say, hey, we don't agree with this vis-a-vis the Jesus shoes, right? I have no idea. This is a publicly traded company, so they could have a lot of rules about, forget that. Anyway, this is live video, folks. Sometimes people lose their train of thought. Anyway, when the false association is not harmful to the brand, it's not likely that someone's going to get sued over that. So, don't don't worry that if you create something that's virtuous, like a modification that's actually an attractive modification that doesn't cast a bad light on the brand, it's probably not going to be seen as objectionable and you're probably not going to be sued. I'm Angela Langlotz, trademark and copyright attorney. I go live here on weekdays to discuss trademarks and copyrights. Drop any copyright or trademark questions that you have into the comments below. I'll answer them on a future live. You can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/trademarkdoctor. You can find me on YouTube at video.trademarkdoctor.net /YouTube. And you can find me online at TrademarkDoctor.net.